the string concatenation. So this we were knowing, like how I had asked you to execute both the programs, one with the for loop, the other with the while loop. And most of these two, like any program which is written with while loop, you can convert it into for loop. I'll just tell you the difference. In for loop, all the three we will be mentioning in a single, like all the three you will be mentioning in the for loop condition statement, or the three things, what all: initialization, condition checking, and the increment. All three you will be giving in within the bracket, right? First you will mention I equal to 0, that is initialization. Then you will give the condition to be checked, I less than n, and then in the last part you will give I plus plus, that is the increment of I value or the control variable. But when you convert the same thing using a while program, you can initialize the control variable anywhere within the program, that is mostly during the declaration or before the while loop. Then condition to be checked you can mention within the bracket, and the increment you can give as within the statements to be executed if the condition satisfied. So you can convert with some logic, you can convert the for loop into while loop. That is, this initialization you can give it before the while loop, and condition to be checked, whatever we are giving as a second part, for the for loop, that you can mention within the bracket. And then increment of I, that is which you are giving as the last part for the for loop, you can give it within the statements. If you have any other lines to be executed also, that you can give along with this increment. Okay, so this way you can execute the or convert the while loop program into for loop, and vice versa. So here also, here we are using the control variable called j. So you can initialize the control variable j. You mention the condition, that is until which condition it has to go, until str2, until which condition this statement has to be executed, str2 of j, until it is not equal to 0. J value is the control variable, right? And each after each time after incrementing of j value, we are after the condition is satisfied, we are incrementing the j value. Understood? So here also, if we are converting this into a for loop, you will be giving j equal to 0 as the first part, and str2 of j not equal to null character will be given as the second part, and j plus plus will be given as a last part. And what all lines which is given over here, until str1 of I is equal to if str1 of I is assigned str2 of j, will be given within the lines or the statement to be executed. Even I plus plus you will be giving over here. Understood? So this way you can convert a for loop program into a while loop program. And this program had shown two types of concatenation. One within this example was within the first string, we will be concatenating the second string. In the other example, the previous slide I was showing, into a third string, you will be concatenating both the first string and the second string. So both the example you have to execute, and those who didn't execute has to execute today at least, because this lab program, this is not a lab program, but the same thing you will have as a lab program. You see, to design, to implement a program to concatenate two strings. If it was asked only up to here, you need to execute only that same program. But here it is given using pointers. That's why that the same program we will be implementing using pointers. If you understand this topic only, you will be able to execute that. Again, compare two strings using pointers. We are going to compare two strings using without pointers. Now, after that, you will be converting the same thing into the program using pointers. So comparison of two strings. Here, two strings has to be compared. How to compare two strings? If you want to compare whether two names are equal, you will have to compare character by character. Suppose you want to compare two strings. Suppose in your class, some of you are having the same, Gautam Manjanath and Gautam Muniraj. So Gautam both will be same, and after that both may be absent today, I know. Let me check. Both Gautam are absent. Anyway, so both will be how to check their check whether two strings are equal, you will be comparing character by character. Here also we will be comparing character by character. Suppose I have taken two strings BCA and BCA. So in order to compare these two strings, we have to again compare character by character. How to get the first character from the first string? How to get the first character from the first string? First string is named as str1. So in order to get the first string, str1 of 0. Understood? How to compare? How to compare? You will be using double equal to. Ma'am, you only ask, you only answer. We had nice lines and we are. So str1 of 0 has to be compared with the str2 of 0. If it is equal, first character itself is not equal, means we need not compare other characters, right? If it is equal, then we will increment the I value and we will compare str1 of 1 whether it is equal to str2 of 1. Now in our case it is equal, C is equal to C, then again we will increment I value. We will compare str1 of 2 whether it is equal to str2 of 2. In our case again both are A and it is equal. So now we will increment I value and we will compare str1 of 3 whether it is equal to str2 of 3. Understood? Here when you compare, you know that A is not equal to B. Here it is not equal. If it is not equal, then what you have to do? You have to print that the strings are not equal. So there are certain conditions for incrementing the I value. So we will check how we can implement. This manually. When you see, you will understand that you need to check only character by character. Suppose one string ends before the other string. If one string ends before the other string, then suppose I had in first string as BCA and in second string as BCAB, this null character will be in this position. So when you compare, one may have reached at the end of the character, the other may be still the last but character. And one more thing is, if you compare two null character, you will be getting it as equal, right? So you have to check two more condition along with that. If these two characters are equal, and if one of the characters of the string is not equal to a null character, then only you should increment we should check the next character. If first character is equal to the second character, suppose in two strings, where is this condition arising? I'll just tell you. If you have two strings, suppose you have two strings in two character arrays. In the first character array, you have I will name it as str1 and str2 itself. And suppose somebody had unknowingly entered like one null character. Unknowingly has entered a null character, and here also one null character. So and the second also null character. So if you are just comparing, you will be getting the first character. If nothing is saved in the string 1 and string 2, if you are just comparing, you will be getting only the null character, right? So when you entered, sometimes it may had happened, or you are having null character in the string character array. If you are just comparing two character, you will be getting an output like two strings are equal. So in order to avoid that condition, if both the characters are equal, if that is the only condition given, then you may be comparing two null character and you will be getting it as equal. In order to avoid that, you are just checking if str1 is not equal to null and str2 is not equal to null, then only you should increment the I value. Got it? So these are the three conditions which you are giving in the while loop. If you just give str1 of I is equal to str2 of I, then increment I plus plus is also fine. But in order to avoid such erroneous conditions, you are checking it should not be any of these characters. It should not be equal to null character. That condition also we are mentioning. Okay, in that case, you have to increment the I value. So this, if you want, you can give within the curly bracket. The line to be executed is if str1 of I is equal to str2 of I. If both the string characters are equal, and if any of these characters, if this is not equal to null and this is not equal to null, that means we are just checking whether if unknowingly if you have a null character and if you are finding these two null characters are equal. Here and here if you have null character, and if you are comparing and seeing that these two are equal, we should not give the strings are equal. So in order to avoid such erroneous condition, you are just seeing along with this condition, if both the characters are equal, and if str1 of I is not equal to a null character, str2 of I is not equal to null character, then you have to increment I value. I value initially it was 0. So we were comparing the first character. When I value is incremented, it will become 1. When we are having 1, which are the two characters which will be compared? Can you tell me which are the two characters which will be compared? When I value is 1. str1 of 1 and str2 of 1. Which are the two characters? Can anyone answer in the chat box? Abhishek, Anina, Sachin, Sebastian. Sebastian, it is not B and C. Why B and C? In str1 of 0 is B, str2 of 0 is C, is B. Now str1 of 1 is C and str2 of 1 is also C. We are comparing these two because we have we are incrementing I value. I is the same variable which is used in both the str1 and str2. We are comparing the second characters in both the string, right? Okay. Now, third character. So if it is also equal, then we have to again increment I. So we will be comparing the third character, whether A is equal to A. In our case, it is equal. So again, we will increment I, right? So now we will be comparing the fourth character. Fourth character in the first string is A, in the second string it is B. Now, in this case, what happened? Not equal. If it is not equal, then we will not increment I. Understood? We will not increment I. We will not increment I. Then we will move to the next line. After checking, when you saw that it is not equal, we will not increment I. We will move to the next line. Now we are going to check if str1 of I is equal to null character and str2 of I is equal to null character. This condition is only to check if both the strings are equal and both the strings we have reached at the end of the string. That means we have reached the null character. If you have compared all the characters until the end of the string, so we came out of this while loop because of any of these three conditions satisfied, and we are finding that both string 1 has reached the end of the string and string 2 also has reached the null character. Null character means we have compared all the characters until the end of the string, because we have reached null character in str1 and we have reached null character in str2. In that case, you have to print strings are equal. Else, if any one of these, in our case, in string 1 it is A and string 2 it is B and it is not equal, and we just came out of the while loop and we are checking whether str1 of 3, whether it is equal to null character. No, str1 of 3 is A, and str2 of 3, whether it equal to null character. No, it is B. In that case, it will go to the else part and it will be printing strings are not equal. We have not reached at the end, but before itself we found that one character is not matching. So we came out of the for loop and we came out of the while loop, and now we are printing strings are not equal. So this same program I have converted into a program. So you have to execute this same program using this program. You have to execute. Later we will be changing this program using a pointer program. So all of you please write this program. So in all these programs I'm using, instead of scanf, I'm using getters. So first string you will be accepting and second string you will be accepting, and using a while loop. So as I told, in while loop you can just initialize the control variable before the while loop, mention the condition within the while loop, and then increment within the statement to be executed. You can put some one curly bracket, only one line is there, but still you can give the curly bracket. So if str1 of I equal to str2 of, 1 second. So here we are using getters for accepting the first string. So first string you will be giving it as BCA, and for accepting the second string you will be giving getters str2. If you want to give separate printf statement, you can always do printf enter the first string, then use getters, then printf enter the second string, use getters str2. So you will be accepting the two strings, and then when I equal to 0, then the same sentence statements which we had executed in the previous slide. No, I had explained str1 of I if it is equal to str of 2, that is first character if it is matching, and if it is none of the characters are not equal to null character, then increment I. If str1 of I is equal to null character, if you came out of the while loop because of two null characters in the two strings, then it is we have reached the end of the string. If two strings are having the same number of characters and the same characters, we will be reaching until the end of the character. End of the string is indicated by null, right? So both strings, if you have reached at the end, that means you have reached null character, then that means strings are equal. Else you can print string 1 and string 2 are not equal. So this is the program which you have to execute, and you have to send me the output screenshot. Now, the next topic is finding the length of the string. So the length of the string, what does length of the string indicate? It indicates the number of characters present in the string. Length of the string indicates the number of characters. It's not the index number. We are getting the number of characters in the string. So the same logic what we have used till now, we can use it in order to find the length of the string. Until null character, if you keep on incrementing the I value, at the end, no, you will, whatever value of I is there, it will indicate the number of characters in the string. So what we have to do, use a looping statement, either a for loop statement or a while loop statement, and iterate over the characters from the characters of the string from I equal to 0 to I not equal to null. So if you keep on iterating from the first character, so how you will be using the for loop or while loop, you have to use the variable, control variable I for the for loop, I equal to 0. So it will be the first character, then you will increment I, then I equal to 1. This will indicate the second character, I equal to 2, third, and I equal to 3, it will be fourth character. Again, when you increment I, it becomes I equal to 4. And you will be checking whether str1 of 4 is equal to null character. If it is equal to null character, we will come out of the for loop. That means we have reached at the end. So whatever value of I, what will be the value of I? Value of I will be 4. So if the value of when str1 of I is equal to null character, whatever be the value of I is there, that indicates the length of the string. So we need not, for the position, we were adding 1 to the index number, right? Here we are not adding anything, whatever be the value, because we had started from I equal to 0 and we are reaching the null character, right? So, only up to index number 3, we have the characters, but we have incremented I value and we had checked that it has reached the null character. So whatever be the value, current value of I is there, that will indicate the length of the string. In each iteration, the value of I is increased by 1. When the loop ends, the length of the string will be stored in the I variable. So here, when I value is 0, initially I value will be 0, str1 of 0. Now what we will be checking, if it is not equal to null, we will increment the I value. It is not equal to null, it is B, right? It is not equal to null. So we will increment I value. Again, we will check whether it is equal to null. Not equal to null, right? It is C and it is not equal to null, so we'll increment I value. Again, it is A, it is not equal to null, we will increment I value. Again, it is equal to B, it is not equal to null, so we will increment I value. Now, in this case, it is equal to null. So what we will do? So we have to give the I value. We incremented, sorry, I didn't give that I equal to 4. We had incremented and we saw that str1 of 4 is equal to null. So we have to print the I value. What is the I value? I value is 4. So that is indicated as the length of the string. Now, this program is given as part A, program number 8. All of you, please take your observation book is not there, but write in your notebook, and then you can copy to it on Monday, or when if you can come tomorrow, you can take it. After offline class only, online class only you can take, because I have corrected and kept all your observation book and all your assignment book, except for those who submitted assignment in Blue Book. You can come and take and start writing the second assignment. And also the observation book I have corrected and kept, so you can check what all mistakes you have done, and make changing that. You take the output again, and then final output screenshot you can paste it in the observation fair record. So as I told, we are not having that much time, so you can start writing all your observation and fair record. And hereafter, if you have once completed your fair record up to the programs which we have executed, now until pointers chapter, now we don't have any other programs. So after this program, now if you have completed everything in your fair book, fair record, then you can directly write your programs in your fair record. No need of writing an observation, because I don't know whether you will be getting time. So this program you can write in your notebook for the time being, and then later on copy to the to your observation book. It's a very small program, and it is also asked for theory. So don't think that ma'am is making me to write again. This is required for both the theory and practical. So write part A, program number 8, to design a program to find the length of the string without using a built-in function. I should check the program number for BSc students, but still you write it. I'll tell you the program number. Maybe it is 9. So to find the length of the string using while loop, you can, as I told before, you can write the program either using the while loop or using the for loop. This I have given using the while loop. So the logic is, until we have not reached the null character, we will be incrementing the I value. So if you want, you can, as I told before, you can put curly bracket for the statement to be executed. Only one line is there for execution if the while condition is satisfied. So first you will be declaring a character array. You can give a size of 10 also. Anyway, if you are giving a longer string, for the safer side, I have given 100. Then ask the user to enter the string. You can accept it using a getTest. And then while str of I, what is I value? Initially I value will become, I value is 0. str of 0 is not equal to null character. What is the only thing which you have to do? Increment I value. Again, you will be checking for str of 1. str of 1, if it is not equal to 0, we will be again incrementing I value. Until we have reached the null character, we will be incrementing I value. So the last value of I, if you are printing with the printf statement, will give you the length of the input string. So this program you can copy it to your notebook and execute and send me now itself. I'm checking your in WhatsApp. Janani has already sent me. Janani is not in this batch. Okay. I don't know. All of you, please execute and send me fast. This is lab program. Understood? So none of you, no one is listening in the class, I feel. I didn't even get a small one output also. Anyone is executing?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you put one curly bracket after a while because otherwise you will make mistake. So here onwards, I am not sending any notes. You will have to write notes because all of you are copying from the PPT directly for assignment. No, I am not sending notes, and you will have to write by yourself. Okay. And the same program you can convert into a for loop. In for loop, when you are using the length of the number of lines of code will be still reduced, I think. But no, the only problem is when I gave it to your CTS, they were making one mistake. That's why I'm not giving. Those who are confident, but if I show that, no, you will all start putting semicolon at the end of for loop, then that's why I'm not showing it. This only you will have to execute with the while loop. Regarding the uniform, some were asking in the group, when offline class starts for us now, as semester is ending, we are focusing more on the syllabus. Next semester, it will be compulsory that you should be coming in uniform, and if any of the things are missing, you will be sent back. That is ID card, tie, and if it is not a formal shoe and proper uniform, no, you will be sent back. But now this semester, due to COVID and many of those issues, we are not very particular, but still you will have to come in uniform. Those who didn't get a uniform, didn't collect uniform, make sure to collect it. But we are just waiting for principal's sir. Now he will be sending a circular whether you have to come in uniform or not. Sir is not in station, so he will be informing. So don't take it like ma'am told and all. If principal send the circular, I'll just forward it to you. Okay, Janeshwari has sent me the output. She is the first one to execute. Twelve characters are there in Janeshwari's name. So she has executed. So this is also a lab program. Understood, right? This is a smallest lab program. Execute fast. To type 3 lines, you are taking this much time. Now Sebastian has sent me. Good. So 2 of them has sent me an output screenshot. All kept it on and went, I think. Why all are sitting like that? This I'll remember, no? Anyway, those now 35 participants. Just now who joined? Anushya. Anushya R. Who is Anushya? Who is Anushya? It's somebody's sister's name. Anina S.N. Nagaraju. Can you just rename who is Anusha? So you can try giving space also. So it will be checking only null character, understood? Until null character. So null character will be there only at the end. So using getters, if you have accepted, you will have space also, right? So you including space, it will be calculating. So don't think that it is wrong. Space also will be taken as a length. Okay, total length. Abhishek. Comparison also you have to execute and send. Jabastin has compared Karnataka and Tamil Nadu.